Hey everyone, welcome to Prosperous Life Finance, where I help educate you in becoming a better trader and investor. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at Tesla stock and some major news coming up for it, which have to do with the Q3 earnings coming up next week. Once again, before we start, I would like to thank each and every one of you guys for being part of the Prosperous Life family. And all you got to do is just simply like the video and subscribe to the channel in order to keep up to date with these videos and join this community of like-minded traders and investors. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. So let's go ahead and start out with some things that we can see next week for the third quarter earnings. So you can see Tesla is scheduled to release its fiscal year 2020 third quarter results Wednesday, October 21st after the market close. So here are a few key Tesla metrics which many analysts are looking at. As you can see, analysts on average expect the electric vehicle manufacturer to report non-GAAP earnings per share of 56 cents, which is higher than the year ago earnings per share of 37 cents. Another key metric which analysts are using in order to evaluate Tesla is the revenue. And as you can see, the revenue is expected at $8.26 billion, which is actually up 31% year over year from the $6.3 billion reported for the third quarter of 2020. One thing to note is that one analyst actually says that Tesla is likely to report above consensus third quarter results, which could serve as a positive catalyst for the stock. And this analyst estimates non-GAAP earnings per share of 73 cents. So going more into detail, first of all, we are seeing how the earnings per share are actually increased from higher than a year ago, once again from 37 cents to 56 cents, and how the revenue is expected to be up 31% year over year. Now, in my personal opinion, I think this is going to be a positive catalyst as we are seeing the rapid growth of Tesla, especially during the past few months. When it comes to earnings season, and especially for a company like Tesla, we are trying to find a very profitable quarter and one that is definitely going to push up investor sentiment and also continue to keep a positive upper run for a company like Tesla. So going on forward, we can see how another Goldman Sachs analyst said that companies like Tesla are actually benefiting from improved auto demand. As we can see, Goldman is expecting an earnings per share of 60 next week. So aside from earnings season coming up and being a catalyst for the stock moving upwards, let's go ahead and look at some numbers. As you can see, Tesla's vehicle deliveries for the third quarter totaled 139,300 vehicles. And as we can see, it was about 3,000 more than the Wall Street forecast. Also, another major analyst actually predicted the CEO Elon Musk is now on track to beat earnings estimate. And he also identified Asia as a major source of strength. In my opinion, I think there's some very great news due to the fact that the Asian market for electric vehicles is actually increasing at a very, very high pace as there are lots of demand for these new battery-powered vehicles. Along that, this analyst also said that Tesla may be able to reach 500,000 vehicles in the year 2020. So just earlier this week, and even a video I uploaded yesterday, it shows how JP Morgan aggressively upgraded its rival NIO just this week, which allowed the stock to go up over 30% in just a couple of days. Now, the thing about this is that this just shows the strength and influence that Tesla has across the globe, but it also shows how many electric vehicle companies are coming onto the market and even trying to compete with such a large company such as Tesla. So another thing to look at is Tesla's gross margin, as it is actually at the center of the anticipated earnings per share beat, as greater volumes boost the margin, which is what the analyst said. As we can see, third quarter gross margins, which exclude credits, are expected to land at 20.9%, which is up 2 points sequentially. Now, one thing many people and investors are actually worried about is Tesla's annual production target to 500,000 vehicles. Now, while this is something not to necessarily worry about, it is something that every single investor should know out there due to the fact that this is a very, very large goal for the year 2020. Now, even though it is attainable due to the current pandemic, obviously lots of things have changed and will actually be quite of a challenge for Tesla in order to achieve this. But overall, even if they do not achieve this, I do think they can get very, very near it. So now let's go ahead and take a more technical look at Tesla stock. So here on the screen, you're looking at the TD Ameritrade Thinkorswim trading platform, which is my platform of choice. And as you guys know, I always love to do some technical analysis for you guys in order to get a better and clear understanding of the stock and also have an idea of where it could be heading towards in the near future. Now, there's definitely one thing I always recommend all of my investors and traders to do is to have a very good look at the charts, as they can give you lots and lots of information about a stock's previous price and once again give you a nice idea of where they could be heading to. So starting right off, we are looking at Tesla here on the chart, and we have a 180-day chart. So the first thing we see right here is this green line right here, which is a 200-day simple moving average. Now, as we can see, ever since the lows in March, it has gone up in a very, very nice uptrend all the way up here, and it has remained pretty consistent, as we can see, testing this area right here and going right back up, and also going all the way down here and retesting it a few more times up to right now. So a few things to notice before we do get into more details is notice that for every earnings, as soon as earnings was announced, the stock did go down. So as we look at the previous earnings, we see how right here the stock did go up massively and then fell right after, and then going over to another earnings season, we see how once again it did go up right here and then go down right after. Now, you may be asking, why does the stock fall after earnings? Now, there are a wide array of reasons of why this actually happens, and part of that can actually just simply be investors digesting gains, which means that all the people that profited are now just selling their shares in order to actually capture the profit. So as we can see, since that has happened in the previous earnings reports, do not be surprised if this happens once again, which means that the stock runs up during earnings and then right after it just falls, as many investors that actually got in before the earnings are actually just catching in their profits and either moving to another stock or just waiting to get a better price and establishing a different position. So as we can see here, here, starting in September, there was a massive sell-off all the way from $538 all the way down to around $324 or so. We do see how the price point was under this 9-day exponential moving average until it broke above once again and then started going above that. Now, as you can see right here, we do see how the stock has gained a bit of momentum within the past few days. So what are a few things to expect and things to look at? First and foremost, right here, we're looking at the RSI. Now, the RSI actually gives us an idea of whether the stock is overbought or oversold. And as of right now, it is around the middle, which actually shows a sign of a fair value, which means that a US ownership position right now, you are getting a fair price compared to the previous price action. Now, what is a way that you can play Tesla stock? So now let's go ahead and take a look at a 10-day chart. So now looking at a 10-day chart, zooming in right here, we do see how the stock fell under this 9-day exponential moving average. So for all of my swing traders out there, one thing that I would wait for is for confirmation, which means that the price goes above this 9-day exponential moving average, which will give us confidence that this stock is going to go right back up. And for my long-term investors out there, obviously these day-to-day fluctuations do not matter too much, but once again, charts are definitely helpful to look at to give you a better idea of where the stock can go. So once again, that was a technical look at Tesla stock. Once again, right now it is currently at a fair value, so right now will not be a bad time to establish a position whether it is short-term or long-term, as I believe this stock is going to run up all the way up to earnings season, and once again, obviously could fall right after or actually capturing profits or for other reasons. Now, there are two options. If Tesla is able to beat all of the expectations, I do think that it's going to surge right up. And obviously, if Tesla does not come out with such an impressive earnings, then the opposite could happen, which means the stock could tank. Once again, Tesla is one of the most volatile stocks there is right now. So always be very careful whenever investing or trading in Tesla. And be sure to establish proper risk management in case a trade or investment does not go your way. So once again, that was a fundamental and technical look at Tesla stock. So I would like to thank each and every one of you guys for watching the video. And I would also love for you guys to join the Prosperous Life family. And once again, all you simply got to do is just simply like the video and subscribe to this channel in order to keep up to date with great stock videos, as I do upload weekly. And once again, I would like to thank each and every one of you guys for supporting the channel. So with all that being said, thank you all for watching. God bless you all, and I will see you guys within the next video.